Hey everyone, Everall here, and we're back at In Heat. And this time, we're gonna be able to date Poppy. So, let's get into that. I think I've upped her things from last time. I don't know if we did. I don't see anything that says give a gift. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, I can't give a gift? But I can date her, but no gift. App? Okay. Let's see. I can't believe I made it through that nightmare unscathed. I had no idea Poppy was capable of something like that. What could have happened to make her that angry? At least I got some time to recover. But I can't give a gift. That's okay. We'll just start the date. I open my eyes to the sound of my alarm like always. I reach over and grope around until it shuts up. And it's not like I have anywhere to be today. It's ironic, honestly. I haven't had the chance to get a full night's sleep in almost a month. And the first night I have that opportunity, I barely sleep a wink. Last night, the strip club was destroyed. Not entirely, though. I managed to keep at least some of it intact. But the floors are ruined, the ceiling's full of holes, and while the clowns had a great night, the other clients don't seem so happy. So, let me think. Is this from when we did the nightclub? And yeah, Poppy destroyed the nightclub. Yeah, okay, I remember that now. Most importantly, Poppy, the cause of all the trouble and the villain of the story, was taken away. I keep replaying it all in my head. It's crazy to think that it only happened a few hours ago. Think back to everything she said about wanting to be free, about the things that people did to her. Was it true? Was she just trying to say... Was she just saying that to get in my head? I had to stop the bombs. Who knows who could have been hurt? I did the right thing. Didn't I? It takes me longer than usual to pull myself out of bed. Not that it matters. I just want my life back. You didn't go through what I went through. They did things. Poppy's words continue to run through my mind as the hot water washes over my skin. Must be so many things about Diamond Straits I don't understand. The time I've spent with the girls up until now has only barely scratched the surface. Can I really judge her for what she's done if I don't know the half of what's going on? Don't judge Poppy. She's a good girl. I dry myself off and get dressed. I don't have much of an appetite, but I go to the kitchen anyway. I think about putting on some coffee, but I can't find it in me. My mind is still stuck on Poppy. At the very least, I'm sure she's being looked after. Diamond Straits is a business, and someone as important as her must be top priority. I don't envy whoever is talking to her, though. They've got one hell of a task ahead of them. I'm jolted out of my thoughts by a knock at the door, and then another, and then another. Whoever it was, they wanted my attention immediately, and I wasn't about to leave them waiting. I quickly moved to the door and undo the latch, opening it to reveal the familiar, stern visage of my apparent superior, Cass. She looks concerned about something, but she's always been hard to read. There are dark rings under her eyes, even darker than usual. I guess she didn't sleep well either. At the very least, she didn't scare me this time. Never thought I'd be thankful for aggressive knocking. Good morning.
It's afternoon.
Guess she's sharp as ever. And there's nothing good about it. I nod. It definitely feels somber. Thinking about Poppy too, huh? That's why I'm here. This is an unexpected turn. I never thought that Kaz of all people would come to me to talk about their feelings. I'm flattered, I guess. But there has to be someone else she usually talks to. Unless, maybe, just like Poppy, Cass is restricted in ways that I don't understand, and only through these small interactions with someone like me can she really unpack her feelings. Damn. No wonder she's been having trouble sleeping. I understand that it's a hard time, and Poppy's episode had a deep effect on us all. But I want you to know that I'm here for you. Never before have I so quickly seen an already stern face turn even sterner. No, I'm here for you. You're going to talk to Poppy. Pardon? What was that?
You heard me. Don't be cute.
I can't help it. Sometimes I am cute. She She pushes past me and into the apartment. Mi casa es tu casa, I guess. As I take a moment to process this change, and close the door behind her, I can hear her rummaging around in the kitchen. By the time I get in there to join her, the coffee maker is already going. Clearly, she's got priorities. Damn right. Coffee is everything. As we both wait for the machine to do its job, I decide to ask at least a few follow-up questions. So, was that a joke or cast size?
No.
You're talking to Poppy. I look at her oddly, very oddly. I'm hoping that I just don't understand Cass's sophisticated deadpan humor. The longer I stare into those thick glasses, the more I realize she's not budging. She's dead serious. And I'm just dead. Why me? Because you're the logical choice. Well, flattery does cushion the blow a little. Really? She won't talk to me. Upper management already talked to her. 3 of the girls are covering Poppy's backlog of clients as well as their own, and Ari is guarding her to make sure she doesn't get out. Ah, that's somehow disappointing. She seems to sense that.
What? You didn't think you would be my first choice, right? You're the logical choice. You're what comes next.
Love to hear your logic on that. You're on the payroll, but not currently doing anything. I feel so special. Don't interrupt. I wait patiently for the next reason. Well, those are the main reasons. Harsh.
Welcome to the real world.
There's silence for a while. The coffee maker continues its dull whir. It's bothering me enough that I decide to just say it. I don't think I'm the right person to talk to her. Cass does not look amused by this. And why is that? I sigh. Suddenly, the lingering melancholy hits me like a wave again. Feels like, I don't know. I don't have the full story, and I was acting in the moment, and as a person that stopped her, maybe I'm not the person she wants to see. It might bring back some confronting feelings that she's not ready to...
If you refuse, you will be fired and we'll take the apartment back.
Oh, right, it looks like I'll be talking. What I was trying to say is that I'm actually really glad you're asking me to do this, and it would be my pleasure to talk to her. I think we could really work through this together. I'm not going back to the streets. Mean-mouthed Murray still has it out for me. This finally gets a smile out of Cass. She seems to enjoy when her authority has its benefits. That's better. I knew you would understand. I always get there eventually. A little security guard that could. I do have one quick question, though. And what's that? Am I going to die?
She's securely contained.
That didn't answer my question. Exactly. But I imagine it's the best I'm gonna get. You want me to leave right away, don't you? That would be for the best.
Look at you learning like a big boy.
Aw, thank you. Coffee maker beeps, and Cass shoos me away with her hand, as though she needs privacy for what she's about to do to my meager supply of grounds. I'm out the door before I realize I have no idea where I'm going. Before I can even ask, though, Cass preempts me and calls me out from the kitchen. Tram is waiting for you. Follow the path on the right side once it stops. And don't talk to anyone until you see Ari. Okie dokie. Why? Is this a secret assignment? No. You just seem like you'll get distracted and waste everyone's time. Oh, that's just hurtful. Hey, you're looking at the guy that disarmed all those bombs just... I look back, all I see is an empty kitchen. When I walk into it, the coffee maker and the tanuki are both nowhere to be seen. She took my coffee maker! How the hell? Oh well, guess I'm switching to tea or something. Make my way towards the tram station, feeling determined. Not determined to succeed, because that's already very unlikely, but determined to at least try hard enough to keep my job. It's a good thing that the tram is waiting for me, though, because I did immediately get distracted upon leaving the apartment by a cool-looking bird. Great. It was blue, but not a bluebird. I don't know what to call it. Been on a few near-empty trams before, but this is the first time I've ever ridden one that's solely just for me. Feels strange, but I'm above my station. Like I'm above my station, but I suppose that's official business for you. I wonder if this is how Cass travels everywhere. Part of me thinks she just teleports around somehow. Maybe she only exists when observed. I watch the faces of disappointed travelers as the tram sweeps past them at the next station. Guess this one doesn't stop until it reaches the end. Seems like every other day I'm being whisked away to some other part of the island I've never seen before. And that's probably to be expected when I've only seen like 3 parts of the island to begin with. In a way, by not going anywhere outside of my job, it keeps the island feeling bigger. Like there's so much more to it than I could ever dream of exploring. But if I'm being realistic, one side of the island to the other is only a few tram stops away. Is this what Poppy meant about being trapped? There's no way out of talking to her. Either way I go about this, there's an irritated rodent girl waiting for me. And only one path leads to a definitely bad outcome. If I show her that I genuinely sympathize with her plight, it'll work out. Tram pulls into the station. Well, I call it a station, but it lacks the typical landmarks that define a station. There's no conductor in sight, there's no office to house said conductor, and there's certainly no signage. There isn't even a platform, just a slightly raised area that I can safely depart from. If I'd been walking past, I never would have thought there was anything here. It looks, for all intents and purposes, like a piece of construction that was simply abandoned. I leave the tram behind and follow Cass's instructions, walking forward along the path on the right side which disappears into some foliage. It winds a little back and forth, just enough that if I look back, I can no longer see where my tram once was. I'm only walking for a few minutes before I spot my destination, a rather plain, unassuming concrete building. It's a far cry from the other, flashier buildings on the island. It doesn't even seem to have any windows. And as I bring my attention to the door, I find myself already forgetting what the building itself looks like. The door is a heavy, steel thing with a huge curved handle in place of a traditional knob. I give it a firm pull and find it completely unmoving. Then after a second, I hear a loud clunk, and it pulls open without any effort at all. The inside of the building is much the same. It's dank and hollow, and mostly concrete. It's dirty but maintained. It doesn't seem to get a lot of foot traffic, and that's probably by design. I don't know why Cass asked me to not talk to anyone. There's no one to talk to anyway. I see what looks to have once been a reception area, with a long desk covered by a tall plastic divider that met with the wall and connected to the ceiling. It was covered in dust now. I didn't want to think about how long it'd been since someone had manned it. The lights are only on towards one hallway across the room, so I take that as my hint to follow it. Eventually, I find myself through a door, and at the start of yet another hallway. I walk down it and spot a door at the end. It's guarded by a familiar wolf, the champion of mental health herself, Ari. I've never seen her truly at her post. My interactions with her have always been under her protest or as part of her secondary duties. When she's standing to attention, she's got this strong aura of focus, like no part of her body can move in a way she doesn't deliberately want it to. Her eye is locked on me the moment I'm in her line of sight, and it's like she doesn't even blink for fear of losing any instant of advantage. She's not armed, which always puts me more at ease, although I'm pretty sure she's just as scary barehanded. As I draw closer, she stops me with a raised hand and pushes away from the wall to start towards me.
Arms out.
Yes, ma'am. I do as I'm told, putting them out in front of me. She rolls her eye.
At your side.
I bring my arms back down to my side, as I'm told. She doesn't seem pleased with my obedience.
Arms out at your side, idiot. I'm frisking you.
Gee, sorry. Oh. That makes more sense. Yeah, sorry. Spread my arms out, achieving some sort of loose T-pose. The hallway is so narrow that my fingertips are almost touching either wall. Sure, Ari loves how easy of a choke point it is. She circles around me, the soles of her shoes clacking softly against the concrete floor. Her hands come to suddenly rest against my shoulders, and I feel one of her legs sliding between my own. With a sudden motion, she pushes my leg across, forcing me to stand in a wider stance as her hands keep me from losing balance entirely. She could have just asked me to spread my legs more. Her hands move across, starting at my left shoulder as she moves up my arm, applying firm pressure as she pats down the fabric of my shirt all the way to my hand. She then moves down my side with the same motion, finding only my ribs, which she seems very eager to bruise with how hard she's manhandling me. Hey, I'm down for that. Or, I guess it'd be wolf handling. Does the man apply to the handler or the handlee? The awkward silence gets too much for me as she moves across to my opposite shoulder. The conversation seems like my only way out. Would it help if I told you I don't have anything on me? The sound of my voice makes her grip down harder on my forearm as her fingers slide along my sleeve, earning her a light grunt that I didn't intend to let out. It's like a really bad massage in a way. I would still have to check. Don't trust me, huh? I don't. Blunt, but I respect it. I appreciate the honesty. I don't care what you appreciate. I'm trying to do my job. She reaches my waist on the other side and shifts around once again, stepping back in front of me to let me see that winning scowl. It's strange to think about what Ari's job really entails. She has as much security as I am, and she worked in the VIP experience. But at the same time, it feels like she outranks me despite me supervising the whole thing. On top of that, she's still here guarding Poppi, but she looks as alert and fresh as ever. Although, if I look closer at her, I can see little signs of strain. I can see the ends of her fur fraying slightly. I can feel slight uncertainty in her movements against my chest as she passed me down. I wonder if she's even slept since it happened. Poppi's locked up in there, right? She is. So, why do you have to do this? She stops her frisks as she reaches my stomach.
Did you just suck in your gut?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Damn, I thought I could get away with that one. No? She stares at me for a few extra seconds before she grumbles and gets back to it. She passes along my waist, as though I somehow conceal some sophisticated escape gear in my belt. I have to do this because Poppi can't come out until she's calmed down. Misty has already tried to smuggle things in twice. Somehow I'm not surprised. But her reasoning makes sense. Poppi's clearly resourceful, and it probably wouldn't take much to get her out. Still, it's surreal. It's weird to think that someone you work with every day can just go crazy one night, huh? Ari hesitates for a moment. Her ears momentarily sink before springing back up again. I wonder what... Oh, I'm a douchebag. I didn't... That's... Your thing was totally different. Without another word, she sinks down to a squat and presses her hands to my inner thigh, drawing a yip from me. What is it with these girls in my thigh? I swear I'm still bruised from Nile, even now. Listen, I didn't mean anything by it. Shut up. I don't need your sympathy. Her hands travel down my leg, patting all the way to my shoe. For some reason, I feel self-conscious about how I tied my laces. No one's meant to see those. I was in a rush. I still feel like I should apologize, though. I get that it wasn't your fault. You didn't do it on purpose. Be quiet. Her hand moves down my next leg, this time starting at the ankle as she quickly pats her way up. She's definitely using more force now, so my attempts to dig myself out of the hole I put myself in aren't working in the slightest. Sometimes things just happen, and you get lost in the moment. No one got hurt, so it's all good.
How many times do I have to tell you to?
Her hand brushes against my inner thigh again, and we both freeze. By law of averages, this was bound to happen. I could only hide it for so long, and she's a very thorough frisker. Her skillful hands trace the shape of my distinct bulge in my pants, and I hold my breath. Long, hard, and curved slightly. Her uncovered eye moves up to mine, and I know what she's about to say before the words even leave her lips.
What's this?
Nothing. There's a rocket in my pocket. I swallow the rock that's formed in my throat. It's... I feel her fingers squeeze down against it, and I flinch reflectively. Yeah. It's a kebab. What? Doner kebab. It's shredded meat, lettuce, tomato, tabbouleh, onion sauce, wrapped in a flatbread and toasted. It's fucking delicious, I promise. She looks away from me and back down at the shape of my pants. She gives it another squeeze, and I flinch again. Why are you flinching? It's very hot, and when you squeeze it, some of the grease runs out of the foil it's wrapped in and runs down my leg. It burns. Why is it in your pants? For later? What do you mean for later? Well, I'm not hungry right now. I'll be hungry later, though. Not lunchtime yet.
That doesn't answer anything.
But it does. I have to keep it warm, or it's not as good.
Just order it closer to lunchtime.
No. Why not? Because the best kebab man works the early shift. And it's like you've never even had a kebab. I haven't. I gasp. You haven't lived. You're not going to live much longer if you keep acting like an idiot. Well, excuse me for having an adventurous palate and a hunger for the finer things in life. How much did it cost? Something being cheap doesn't mean it can't be fine. Ari finally releases my lunch and stands back up in a huff. She walks over the door and at the end of the hall and punches a code in the keypad on the wall. After a few seconds, the door opens with a droning sound. She returns to her post beside the door, crossing her arms under her chest and slightly glaring a hole through me. Taking the hint, I gave her an understanding nod and start towards the door. I reach her side, I turn my head and open my mouth to say something, but no words come. It's perhaps just best just to keep quiet on this one. Right before I step through the door, her hand clutches my arm, and her voice pulls me back.
Leave the kebab.
But it's mine! My blood freezes in my veins, my leg trembles, and hot oil turns to ice as it runs down my pant leg. I look back towards Ari. She looks serious. Please don't make me do this. She's unflinching. She may be heartless. Poppi might get a hold of the foil. The foil? What good will that do? You don't need to know. Just leave it at the door. I look at her again, this time really looking at her. I examine her face for any clue as to her intent. That's when I spot it. The slight dilation of her pupils, the glisten of drool just barely showing at the edge of her lips, and the twitch of her nose that she tries so hard to conceal. A small smile spreads across my face, and I reach into my pants to retrieve the prize, squatting down to place the foil-wrapped beauty on the floor by Ari's feet. Give her a knowing nod. I'm sad to part with it, but if she must have it, then sacrifices can be made. I can get another one. You only ever have one first kebab, and I'm proud to have selected hers. I step through the door, unburdened, and ignore the unmistakable sound of something roughly kebab-sized hitting the bottom of the trash can as the door closes behind me. I choose to believe it didn't happen, and no one can take that from me. Do our kebab away. The room I arrive in is entirely featureless. The walls are plain, smooth, concrete. The floors are much the same. The lights are high up above, suspended from the ceiling with the pale fluorescent bulbs that cast a cold glow over the cell that contains Poppi the rabbit. The troubled bunny girl doesn't seem to notice me as I approach, but it's hard to tell, and I get the impression she knows I'm here from the way her ear twitches, and a slight tension in her shoulders that quickly dissipates. The cell itself isn't all that special, although it's a little heavy duty for a luxury resort. Even compared to Poppi's rather imposing size, the bars seem thicker than usual. Even considering what she did, this feels extreme. No one was hurt in the end, just some buildings. Serial killers at least get yard time. Does Poppi deserve to be locked away like this, so far from everyone? Her words once again return to the front of my mind. My hands clench at my side as the guilt builds up. I take a slow, steadying breath, steel myself, and step closer to the cage. She's in there, with her back to me, hugging her knees close to her chest, her large, floppy ears slumped down against her head. Hey, Poppi. She flinches slightly upon hearing my voice. Her reply comes quietly.
Why are you here?
She sounds exhausted. Can't imagine how much she's been through in the last 24 hours. I just wanted to see if you're okay. Go away. She sounds like she's on the brink of tears. It breaks my heart. I can only imagine how she must feel. To try and kill someone and then have them show up and try to confront you or comfort you must be a whole roller coaster of emotions. I have to try and soothe her if we're going to get anywhere. It's okay, I'm not going anywhere. I know that you've had a bad few days, but if you want to talk about it, I'm right.
Oh my god, just shut the fuck up!
So mean. Poppi lets out the longest groan I've ever heard in my life, her head craning almost entirely back before she looks back at me with a glare so cold I could actually feel a chill run through me. This isn't quite what I was expecting. You hear yourself? Did you have to leave your dick at the security checkpoint to get in here? Holy shit, you were gross. Hurtful, unnecessary, unprofessional, unnecessary. I think I said that part. Just trying to help. Poppy laughed so sarcastically, I think she might hurt herself. Oh, you're helping? Well, isn't that great?
Hey, everyone! Don't worry, the security guard is helping. No one else can have any problems anymore.
I didn't say that. See what you sound like? I only take a few more of those before I start to get mad. I get it. You're upset, you're stressed out. But there's no need to get mad at me over it. She laughs again, and I can feel it grating on me. My fingernails dig into my palms, but I'm managing to maintain my composure. There's no reason to get mad at you? Newsflash, dumbass. You're the reason I'm here. You're just lucky I'm in here, or I'll show you what mad really looks like. I didn't ask for you to be put in there. I didn't ask for any of this. You just stuck your nose in. Was I meant to just lay down and die? No, you were meant to... Ugh, why am I even talking to you? Because I care. I came here because I... Oh my fucking god, shut up. She glares at me.
You know what the worst part about you is? You're just nice. You're not good, you're not bad. You're just nice.
Okay.
You have no idea what's going on here. You have no idea what we go through. You just think that if you do the good thing, everything will work out. Well, that's not how the world works. There's being good, there's being nice, and then there's being right.
I felt my tongue for a while now, but something about that particular line is getting to me. And that's you. You're right. Hypnotizing the other girls, nearly killing them, that's you being in the right? I don't know what's coming over me, but I don't think I'm able to stop. You have no idea what... I have no idea what they're doing here. Why don't you open your mouth and tell me, then? Go on. Tell me what they did that's worse than what you did. I'm listening. Poppy stands there, silently for a while, the rage bubbling just barely beneath the surface. Well? Sammy doesn't like you. They made her give you that ticket. Well, that's not nice. Ouch. That's a stray I wasn't quite anticipating. Now hold on. Show me all about it. How you were just oogling her the whole time. She's just trying to get to me. Unfortunately, it's working. She didn't get called away either. That's just because she says that's just something she says as a good excuse to bail on losers like you. Try not to think about the fact that I still have that letter in my apartment. Makes me happy to look over it again. She came back to the room after that, and we laughed and laughed and laughed about how big of a waste of time you are. For a moment, she has me. All the insecurities deep down in my core rise until they're a lump in my throat, and every memory starts to take on a new, gray hue. But then she overplays her hand. She said your dick was the most disappointing, limp, pathetic little thing that she'd ever had the misfortune of handling. Suddenly, the memory bursts back into color, and the weight of my chest lifts. She doesn't really know. The bluff is revealed. Sammy never saw my dick. Her smile dies. Sammy and I just talked. She wanted to take me on a tour, but I fell asleep in her lap. She was called away because I took too long to wake up and we ran out of time. Ha ha ha! What? Nothing to say now? It's at this stage that I realize just how important the cage is. Poppy is cornered, in a way, but she can't lash out in any other way than verbally. If I give her no room to lash out there, then all she can do is listen. Let me keep going then. Even if what you said was true, which it isn't, then what? That makes you right? I'm a loser, so that means you're allowed to kill whoever you want and do whatever you want? Like there are no consequences? Or were you just trying to dodge the question?
Shut up.
Found your voice again? What? Gonna say that Niall thinks I smell next?
Shut up!
Does Missy think my hair is lame? Does Maddie want to wear a different shirt?
I said shut up! annoying, self-righteous asshole!
I'm self-righteous? All of this is because you were right, isn't it? You alone dictate who lives and who dies, and as long as you get what you want, then everything's great. That isn't what happened? Oh, sorry, did I dream that? No, wait, can't have. You're locked in there now because that's exactly what happened. You gonna let me finish, or why should I? Every time you try finishing anything, it just turns out worse for everybody. All you want to do is hurt anyone that gets in your way, and it's dumb, selfish bullshit. I don't know how you sleep at night, if you even can. I can feel my heart racing. My mind is numb. I never get this angry, but she needed to be told. And if no one else is going to tell her, I sure as hell will. We should be careful. I mean, they can easily kill us. If she gets out of there at some point, she might come hunting us. In her eyes, I can see the same burning anger, even if she can't find the words to express it. I'm halfway through thinking about what I should say next when the door to the cell slides open, and a wide grin grows across Poppy's lips. We should run. Wait. I may have overplayed my hand. She saunters towards the door, tracing her fingers gingerly across the frame as she steps through it, dark intent glimmering in her eyes. Poppy? She doesn't say a word. She just lets out a low, manic giggle. She walks towards me, her hands raised, her ears alert, her powerful legs primed for the hunt. She seems so much smaller in the cage, but now she's getting closer. It's terrifying evident just how much larger she really is. My back hits the wall. I didn't even realize I'd been backing away. I fumble for the door, but it doesn't budge. If I knock on it loud enough, Ari might hear me and let me out. Before I can even make an attempt, Poppy lunges for me, and I have to dive out of the way to avoid her. It doesn't matter though. She's on me before I can scramble back up to my feet. I'm pinned beneath her weight in an instant. Her hand seizes my wrist before I can even begin to fight back. I struggle, try to get my legs under me to push her away, but her thighs pin me down all over again, and all I can do is submit to my fate. Why did I think a rabbit would be less dangerous than any of the others? It's easy to get too comfortable in this place. Forget that these aren't just regular people in colorful costumes. These are powerful, lethal creatures that only play nice because they want to. And I just spent the last few minutes hurling insults at the most unhinged one I know. Poppy, wait. She laughs again, and quite easily pins my hands above my head, bringing them together so that both wrists can easily be secured with a single hand. Even with my full strength, I can't overcome her. Part of me wants to pretend it's because she's got the better position above me, but the honest part of me knows that she's simply just stronger than I am. Her free hand slides along the side of my head, a finger outstretched to trace my jaw before she finally wraps her fingers around my throat, and the panic begins to settle in my gut. Poppy, please don't. That's a great looking picture. Our eyes meet, and all I can see is myself reflected back. She looks so angry, even angrier than that night in the club. Was this what was hiding behind that mask the whole time? My legs are pinned, my arms are pinned, her hand is on my throat, and yet I feel like death is approaching inevitably, like I'm on the tracks of a speeding train and I have no way out. My first thought isn't fear or even regret. I find myself thinking that I hope she doesn't get put in a smaller cage because of this. She doesn't deserve that. My eyes close, acceptance washing over me like a warm, reassuring blanket. I feel eerily calm, relaxed. It's then I notice that despite her hand being in the prime position, she hasn't actually applied any pressure to my throat. My eyes open again to find her looking still quite furious, but her gaze is barely even on me. It's closer to my chest, although it's a far more private sort of look, like I'm intruding, even noticing it. Her teeth are clenched, grinding, her brow harshly scrunched down. I might be broken in more ways than one, because I can't help but feel like she looks pretty damn cute like that. Maybe I am gross. I'll have to work on that. I think about saying something. Before I can even speak a word, she beats me to the punch. A slight growl leaving her throat, accompanied in turn by a loud, frustrated exclamation of, Okay. So you couldn't hurt me? She releases my throat and my wrist, quickly stands up, turning away from me and muttering something to herself. I remain flat on my back for a few more moments. It takes me a while to even realize that there's nothing keeping me pinned. Oh, I liked it. Eventually, I push myself up with my elbows and climb back to my feet. All things considered, I feel pretty good. My elbows are a little scratched, but I think that was more from my dive than anything she did. I look towards her, and she's standing with her back to me. She's staring at the cell, the door still wide open. She could have very easily killed me. She was already in trouble, and all things considered, I don't think my bosses would have considered me a worse casualty than the nightclub. But she didn't. She was as angry as I've ever seen her, but she didn't even try to choke me when she had the chance. Hey, Poppy?
Please. Please. Go away.
I just want to say that I'm sorry about what I said. I didn't really mean any of it. She doesn't say anything in return, but I know she heard me. Those big ears don't miss much. She walks back towards the cage, and as soon as my back is turned, I hear the cell door slam shut. I turn my attention back towards my own door. I knock on it a few times, and once Ari has peeked through and verified who's there, it opens once again with a low drone. I exit out into the hallway, and the door closes behind me. Ari is still standing at attention where I last saw her. She avoids eye contact, which I find strange. For a second, I think maybe she feels guilty about not keeping an eye on me in there. Then I notice that at the corner of her lips there's an unmistakable smudge of garlic sauce. You did eat the kebab! Well, at least you didn't throw it away. I can't help but smile. That's a good girl right there. I slide my hands into my pocket. I saunter back down the hallway the way I came. There's a tram waiting for me when I return to the spot I was dropped off. This time I'm grateful for the solitude. I think I just need time to process everything. I think back to my last interaction with Poppy, and why I felt the need to apologize when she's the one that attacked me. It all clicks together. She could have killed me in that room and didn't. She didn't kill me, or even really hurt me, after I insulted her to her face while she was in one of her most stressful times of her life. I know a lot of people that would have at least knocked a few teeth out for that, but Poppy stopped herself. It's not in her nature to hurt someone with direct provocation. Can I say that word? Then what pushed her far enough to do what she did? I pushed the thought away, and instead just settled for knowing that if it's not in her nature, I probably spared her a lot of pain by stopping her when she went too far. That'll help the guilt a little at least. As the train pulls into the next stop, I feel a sudden vibration in my pocket. I retrieve my phone, see a message from a number I don't recognize. I have more work for you. I'll send a tram tomorrow at 9 p.m. Get on it. Don't be late. Cass. Raise my head and notice that people have started to pile on. Guess that makes sense. I can only be important for so long. Eventually, it always becomes just another day of work. Alright. Nice. Now, alright, so we can do the... See, we were able to give her gifts. Let's see. Niall, we gave her gifts. But we can't seem to do anything. Oh, now we can. What do you think she wants? I think... Yeah. She wants that. I'll give it to her. Wait, that's me. That's just straight up me. When did they make this? Did anyone even want this? I feel like you'd need to be baked to ever want this. Cool, what else can I give her? Not the ammo, that wouldn't work. What else can I give her? I don't have anything else she would want. She doesn't want the cards. That goes to, I think that's Maddie. I'm not sure, but I thought she liked tarot. I don't know. What else could I don't have, I have a few things here, but, You think they want figures of themselves? Oh well, I'll have to figure this out some other time. But that was In Heat, dating with Poppy. Not bad. I like how they actually you do the nightclub, it blows up, but it's not just a a thing like, okay, that happened, it's over now. They actually continued that into the dating, the storyline. So that was pretty cool. Like to see what's next. I think Ari might be the next one on the list for dating. I could be wrong. No, Misty would be, I guess, because I think they're going in an order. So, Misty, Maddie, Ari, Cass. All right. On that note, you have yourselves a good one, and I will see you later.